My name is Dr. Kelly Van Emmen, and I teach music history and the oboe at the Petrie School of Music at Converse College. But the really important thing for y'all watching this video is that I'm the advisor for all of the new music students at Converse, usually for the entire first year. For those of you that are freshmen, that means I'm your freshman mentor. For those of you that are transfers or Converse 2 students, that means I'm your helper on the ride until we pass you off to your permanent advisor. And I've sent you all out some emails about upcoming advising and placement tests and stuff like that. I've got a little bit more information that I wanted to make sure you have before we start advising you. And quite frankly, I've gotten a little tired of sending emails to everybody on the face of the planet. So I thought I'd do it in a video. I hope you enjoy it. So here's some things you all need to know before we start advising you and helping you pick out your classes and get you registered for the fall. The first thing is that it's all going to be okay. In fact, it's actually going to be a lot of fun. This fall is going to be a little bit weird. There's no way around that fact. But you're going to get to study some really wonderful things. You're going to get to meet some really wonderful people. And you're going to get to really focus in on music in a way that you probably haven't been able to do before. It's a great life, and we're going to help you get there along the way. So just take some deep breaths, and once this is over, maybe you should go practice or something like that, okay? So the next big thing that you need to know in terms of getting a music degree is this: the difference between a Bachelor of Music degree and a Bachelor of Arts degree. A Bachelor of Music degree is what most of you are going to be pursuing. Not all, but most of you. And it's a professional degree. If you're wanting to major in music education, or music therapy, or music performance, or music composition. Those four that we have, they're all Bachelor of Music degrees, and they're professional. And what that means is that the vast majority of your classes are going to be music classes. Music lessons, music ed, music therapy, music history, music theory, all of those sorts of things. You'll have a few classes that aren't in the music school, but they're all chosen to help you in your specific profession. And in fact, in music ed and music therapy, they're classes that are going to help you get certified in those areas so that you can actually legally be a music teacher in the public schools or legally be a professional music therapist. The Bachelor of Arts degree is a little bit different. It's a liberal arts degree, and it's much more like all of the other degrees that we have on campus, where about a third of your classes are in the music school, about a third of your classes are the college's general education program, which I believe you probably already saw a video on done by Tanya McDuffie, who's in the Student Success Office. And then about a third of your classes are electives. And that's a really good place to take a second major outside the music school. If you're wanting to double major with an area outside the music school, you're probably a BA student, getting a Bachelor of Arts in Music in another area. The third kind of degree we have is something hardly anybody else has, and it's really unique to Converse. We have a BMA degree, not to be confused with the Bachelor of Music degree or the Bachelor of Arts, but this is a Bachelor of Musical Arts degree. And it's specifically for people wanting to major in contemporary music, people that are wanting to write and perform music that's in more of a contemporary vein, pop songs, film scores, those sorts of things. That's got a little bit more music in it than a BA degree, a little bit less than a BM degree. It's got some stuff that's very specifically for contemporary music. And then it has some stuff outside the music school that helps you in that sort of professional world, like the possibility of taking a graphic design class or an arts management class. Okay. So what that means is that for those of you pursuing performance, composition, music therapy, or music education, you're not following the college's general education program, that long list of 2 humanities, 2 sciences, 2 fine arts, 2 social sciences. That's not a part of your world, right? You'll have a few classes outside the music school and that are pertinent to your degree, okay? So the next thing to keep in mind is that because the music school is modeled on this professional program model, even if you're a Bachelor of Arts student that is double majoring outside the music school, your freshman classes are going to look a lot different from your non-music student, right? The typical first-year music student, whether you're a transfer or whether you're brand new to the program, looks like this. You're probably going to be taking a music theory class, that's 3 credits, and along with that a musicianship class, which is sort of the lab for music theory. In music theory, you learn how to write a chord. In musicianship, you learn how to hear a chord. In music theory, you learn how to write intervals. In musicianship, you learn how to sing intervals, right? And the musicianship class is a 1 credit course. Theory is 3, musicianship is 1. Your first year seminar is going to be Music History 1, and I teach that class. And what we do is we spend about a month talking about general musical knowledge that every musician needs to have right off the bat. Something about how you think about music, how you research music. We spend a whole week in the music library. How to talk about music, how to find out things. And then we start with the very beginning of music history. We go way back. We spend about 3 minutes in ancient Babylon, and then we spend some time with ancient Greece and ancient Rome, get into the Middle Ages, and we finish out the semester in about the year 1400, which puts us finishing the semester talking about music at the time of the Great Plague, which for this particular semester is weirdly appropriate, right? That's 3 credit class. Then, unless you're a transfer or Converse 2, you'll be taking Student Success Seminar, which is a class that all freshmen take, which is basically about how to do college. But I teach that class for all the music majors as well. So it's a little bit more music centric and a little bit more relevant to your specific lives, and that's 1 credit. Most of you, unless you are a piano major or test out of the piano class, the first semester will be in a piano class, and that's a 1 credit class. If you've never played piano before, don't worry. It literally starts with, this is middle C, put your finger on it, right? Don't worry, we'll get you there. Almost all of you will be taking private lessons. If you're a performance major, that's 3 credits. If you're any other major, that's 2 credits. And then almost everybody will be in a large ensemble, and that's 1 credit. So that's wind ensemble, orchestra, chorale. The Bachelor of Musical Art, contemporary music majors don't have to be in a large ensemble unless they have to be in it for their scholarship. But they're in a creative music ensemble, which is their small group. So, and one final thing. And then everybody will be in a course we call recital attendance, which is you have to log in a certain amount of watching recitals for 6 long terms while you're a music student. That gets 0 credit, but it's a pass-fail situation. So here's the gist. If you've been adding up all these credits, I've been yelling at you. That comes out to theory is 3, musicianship is 1. Music history is 3, SSS is 1. Piano class is 1, large ensemble is 1, and lessons are either 2 or 3. That means you're already at either 12 or 13 credits if you're taking all of those courses. Some of you will test out of a few things, and so there'll be fewer, but that's the model that we start with. Okay? Then, if you're a music therapy major, you're also going to be taking Intro to Music Therapy, which is 2 courses, and Guitar Class 1, which is 1 credit. Okay? If you're a music ed major, we're going to try to get you an Intro to Education, which is 3 credits. So for those 2 majors, now you're up to 15 credits. Okay? If you're a double major, we'll try to make sure that you're in a class for that major, depending on what the major it might be. If you're in the NSBE Honors program, we'll make sure that you're in a NSBE Honors class. So what this all means is that for our advising sessions that we're going to have starting on July the 14th, you're actually going to have very few choices that you need to make. Those will come later when you really branch out into doing different things. But for now, most of you are going to be in most of the same classes most of the time. So you don't actually have to spend a lot of time looking at the college's course schedule. Most of it will have been already figured out for you. And what we'll be looking at is ways in which every one of you will be a little bit different from the model, and we'll look at that, right? Maybe you want to take both piano and viola lessons, right? Maybe you're a music ed major, but now that I've said the word music therapy, now you're curious about that as well. Maybe you're a Bachelor of Arts student and you're trying to double major in music and another area outside the music school. Maybe you actually come in with a bucket of AP or IB credits, and some of those include music theory, right? That's the stuff that we'll be talking about in your advising lessons. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that you need to know before we start advising. I don't actually think that there's a lot, except for, again, one last plea. If you haven't taken your music theory placement test, please take it. I emailed you the directions, and it's really important that you do this even if you already have AP credit or you know absolutely nothing about music theory and know you're not going to place out of any theory classes. No matter what end of that spectrum you're on, please take the test, because that gives the freshman music theory professor, Dr. Scott Robbins, that gives him an idea of the general level of the class as you come in. Likewise, if you're hoping to place out of any of the piano classes, you've got some piano background, please submit a video for that so that we know what we're dealing with. Finally, here at the end, I really look forward to this every year. I love working with the first year students. I love meeting you. I love helping you figure out the direction that your life is going to go. And so hopefully during advising, we can do a little bit of that, but we're going to be spending a lot of time together. Oh, here's the other thing, finally. One of the reasons that we front load all these music classes so much is so that you can move from class to class. You can start out music education, and then, you know, if you get a year into it and your lessons are amazing and you want to move over to performance, we've got time to do that. If you start off music therapy and decide, you know, now that I'm in this, what I've decided is I really want to teach, we have time to move you over there as well. You're not making any final decisions at this stage of the game. We're just sort of placing out your opening gambits. Okay? So I look forward to working with you and figuring out your music advising life. And I'll be seeing all of you soon. So again, take a deep breath. It's all going to be fine. And in fact, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll see you soon.